Hi, this is Corey making this recording, and today I want to talk about something that I can speak proficiently about. This situation is affecting my life right now, and I am very tired of it, and I want it to end. I want the predators, the stalkers, the fugitives that have made up these issues arrested and put in jail. They should not have any means of stalking and plotting in my life anymore. So from the very beginning, I want to talk about the fact that my mom is all gonna call Terry. She was born in California. Her mom is Paulette. She also is going by Pauline. She did move from California when she was a baby, and she moved to Chicago South Side, where she lived with my grandma. My grandma raised my mom on the Chicago South Side. My mom actually was a rapper when I was like a baby, like a toddler. She was rapping. We have I have siblings, 3 other siblings. My mom actually had a miscarriage. Her very first baby actually was a stillbirth. So she did name him Chris, and unfortunately he was a stillbirth, so he was born not breathing. So she did have my brother Brandon next, my oldest sibling, and his name is Brandon Christopher. And then she had a girl, which is my big sister. Her name is Crystal Sierra. And then she had me, Corey, Jasmine. And then she had Geraldine, which is Geraldine Nicole. Like I said, my mom is Olga Nicole Terry. She was a rapper when I was a toddler. She was raised on Chicago South Side. She actually was very independent early, like since 17 years old, when she had my brother, my big brother, Brandon. She's always had her own place, but she have always been on Chicago South Side. And people kind of like, what I've learned through this all is that people have kind of held on to a situation that happened in my mom's life. She was attacked by a woman, and she actually used her axe to defend herself. This was in front of our house when I was a little baby girl on 95th and Wallace. And we didn't never know that, personally, like, I didn't grow up knowing that this story was popular amongst people, or that people wanted to be her because of this story, like, or that it was infamous, the situation that happened. But I learned that now, much later, like this year. I never had knew that people that this was an infamous story and that it was popular. But also when I was a little baby, which happened a lot at my grandma's house, my brother lit a fire in the windowsill, and the fire department came to put the fire out. The fire department was like 1 minute away. They still are in the same place. If you go on my grandma's street, 95th and Wallace, the fire department is still there. But he lit the fire, and I actually was like the last to get out the house, and the fire team rescued me from the house. But the house was not like burning down. It's just that he put the windowsill on fire. So this windowsill on the side of the house was on fire. But my grandma's house did catch fire a lot because my siblings had put it on fire another time before that. And my cousin, Patrick, also put the house on fire before. So every time when the house caught on fire, it was because kids were playing with fire. And I think fire was popular back then in the 90s. Like, there was a lot of songs about fire, and they just decided to play with fire. But my family was very popular and well known, and my mom had a lot of friends when I was growing up. What the issue is that right now in my life, I am being targeted by Kanye West, Drake, Nicki Minaj. First of all, Kanye West is from Chicago South Side. Drake is a foreign rapper from Canada. Nicki Minaj is a foreign rapper from Barbados. and she is impersonating my mom in her stage presence. She's also going by my mom initials, which my mom name is Olga Nicole Terry. Nicki Minaj is going by Onika Tanya. So she's saying that she have the same initials as my mom. And Kanye West, like when I was growing up, a little girl, like I would think I was probably like, it was probably 2004 or 2003 or 2002 when I actually had stabbed myself with my pencil at school. So the lead actually is still in my finger today. And then when I was probably a year later, my brother, like a boy, we were kids, and on Glen Lane, this one guy came to our street looking for somebody, and he had a gun. And my brother was like, I guess my brother knew the person, or whether he knew him or not, he just was like, you're coming over here with all these kids and you got a gun. So the guy like ran, and my brother ran after him. We were little kids, but I remember the story because we have so many memories on this street where we lived. So my brother ran after him, and the guy, he shot at the ground. I guess he wanted to scare my brother, and my brother was still running after him, but he was running and turning around, shooting at the ground, and the bullet actually bounced off the ground and hit my brother in the leg. So my brother still have that bullet in his leg today. Kanye West getting into a car accident and having, you know, a metal plate in his face that was in, let me see, in 2002. Okay, so in 2002, Kanye West get into this accident, and he has a metal plate in his face. You know, I don't know, like, you know, you can't always believe the news. Like, you can't always believe what these people are doing, especially after what has happened to me. I don't know if I can believe it, but I do know that it was in 2002 when I had this pencil lead in my finger because I stabbed myself with my pencil at school. I love to like sharpen my pencil really sharp. I don't know if it was 2002 or if it was 2000 or if it was later, but that's definitely what happened. Like I had this pencil lead in my finger. So Kanye West has this metal plate in his face. He's also from Chicago South Side. What's happening right now in my life, they keep relating themselves to me and also have tried to take my life because they want my inheritance, they want my background, they want my history, they want my truth, and it's not okay. And Kanye West is still copying me today, and it's, you know, it's not okay. When we were younger, also me and my siblings, when we lived on Glen Lane, there was a guy that my brother was friends with. His name was Chris, and I don't remember him that much, but I do know that he was like light skinned. I think he had hair, like long hair, like braids or something. I can't remember him that well, but someone told us this one girl that's still stalking me today with Kanye West, Ariel and Alexis, they told me and my sister when we came outside one day that he was killed outside and that someone shot him, but we never heard the gunshot. And like, you know, I didn't know him that well, but he was my brother's friend. So like now when I look at all of these situations, I can see that Kanye West has clearly wanted to take up our South Side history for himself. Like his mom dying, for example. Like my mom's died when she was 15. She actually came from California much later than my grandma brought my mom from California. My mom also have a sister, Charlotte, who was born in California too. So My mom my mom lived on Chicago's South Side too with my grandma when my mom was growing up, but she died when she was 15 years old. Kanye West's mom died, and I don't know, he talks about it a lot. And I just feel strongly right now that I'm not saying that his mom did not die. I can see that his mom died, but I just feel like he is committing, I don't want to say that he did it himself, but I think he is fully aware of what is happening, and that they think it's okay for these things to happen, and that his mom died so that he can also again relate to my mom. So Kanye West's mom died. They have by 2007 they have Nicki Minaj come out, and she's no longer going by Cookie, she's going by Onika, which my mom's name is Olga Nicole, and she's using my mom initials. And then after that, another thing that has happened, Kanye West has you know, he has just continued in the stalking. Like his recent music, he's saying this for what y'all did to Chris. That's one of his lyrics in one of his recent songs. Let me see if I can find the name of that song. Yeah, he has a song with T.Y. Dollar Sign called Carnival, and he say, I'm the new Jesus B. I turn water to Chris. This for what they did to Chris. They can't do ish with this. So Chris is my brother's friend that died, but also remember my mom's very first child was a stillbirth, and his name was Chris. So we don't know what happened to Chris, but I just feel strongly about Kanye West, you know, keeping up with this name Chris, and that it is his other thing with trying to relate to my mom. So my mom's died. My mom had a stillbirth, and her baby's name was Chris. Okay, now then my brother friend Chris was killed on Glen Lane, and the friends that told me and my sister about it, Ariana and Alexis, they're still stalking me and my sister till this day, and just like Kanye West, they are trying to replicate my life. Nicki Minaj is impersonating me now after she spent all these years impersonating my mom, and beyond her, it's like so many other people. Like I said, these two girls that I knew growing up, Ariana and Alexis, are impersonating me and my sister as well. So my mom has my brother, and even though my mom didn't finish with her career in rapping, she actually did invest in my brother having means to make music, which he did make music growing up. He made music, but then he was incarcerated for some time. Growing up, I knew my brother was incarcerated, but my mom liked to say that he was in college because she couldn't stand the fact that he was in jail. But while he was in jail, at least he did take education courses and get diplomas or certificates, or get certifications for work. When he got out, he was able to get a good job. But also, you know, it's just like they have like continued to stalk my family with this wickedness, and it's just not okay. Like, my brother got shot in his leg, and he got the bullet in his leg. Then in 2007, when Nicki Minaj began going by you know, Nicki Minaj from her name Cookie. My grandpa actually solved the brown chicken massacre case in 2007 too, which imprisoned this Mexican man and then a Caucasian man too, which they were imprisoned for life for killing the coworkers at Brown's Chicken. So, you know, that's just a means of, and you know, they from there, like, they have stalked my family and they link themselves to the prisoner, and he is Hispanic, so obviously they used that situation to gain Hispanics or Mexicans to assist them in stalking my family. You know, my family, we didn't have enemies, and I come from a really good family though. It's like everything was always so simple for us, but like my brother being the only boy, and me and my sister, all of us, we were so young. My brother was so young too. For him to get into trouble, like, I don't know what he could have gotten in trouble for or what he could have been doing, but I always believed that he didn't do anything. And now I know that it is because they were stalking and preying on us. And I'm really upset because when my brother got out of jail, we lived on Wallace again, 95th and Wallace. And my sister, for her 21st birthday, we decided to celebrate. Like, mind you, like, at this time, I'm 22. And my sister is about to turn 21. So I'm 22. I am in my first professional career. When I first got to my job, it was like diverse, black and white. But then at some point, all of the people were removed and replaced with Mexicans in my very first professional job. And they were like very slow. They were very disgusting women, mostly women. And I just made the most out of it, like, since it was my first job, and I didn't know, like, I did wonder, like, what happened to the other people, but I know that the CEO have a lot of different, like, they're a business professional, like, maybe they went somewhere else, you know, I don't know, but the people were, like, younger and like my age, and you know, I just tried to make the most out of it. I didn't have a reason to say, like, are they qualified for this job, like, you know, I didn't have a reason to say those things, but it was definitely funny working with them because I ended up dating my boyfriend, which his name was Kyle. We dated for 4 years, but that's not even a reason why I left the job. I left the job because my sister Jerlyn, when she turned 21 in July of 2016, she wanted to go out. I told her about this like after work boat cruise that I went on with my coworkers, and she wanted to go on it too. So it's like a boat party that used to occur like during happy hour in Chicago. So she wanted to go for her 21st birthday before we go to dinner. So I invited the girl from work that I went with, 2 of them. They're Mexican, and they were the 2 Mexicans that I was close to. And I invited them, and we got on the boat, and we were drinking on the boat. I think they were already drinking even before we got to the, like, before we got to the boat too. So, like, the issue is that what I didn't know then is that they have been communicating with people who are helping Nicki Minaj, Kanye West, like those Ariana Alexis people that I knew growing up. Like, I'm 22 now, and these girls that I knew when I was like 13, 14, 15, no, I knew them when I was like 12 and 13. They're still stalking me. Like, even 11, they're still stalking me. So they involved these people, and they told them what to do when they got with me and my sister. So when we finally got to dinner, the the Mexican girl, she was like flirting with my sister's boyfriend, and then when my sister like said something about it, she got like argumentative, like she wanted to fight. So they actually did fight, and my sister wanted to fight. And then by 2017, remember my brother like just got out of jail in like 2015 or 2016. Yeah, I think he just got out of jail in like 2015, 2016. By 2017, my brother got into an accident that cost him a brain surgery. And then my sister, she actually was poisoned, and she became schizophrenic. She did get better, and she got better, and she have her own things going today. But my family, has been brought to betray me and abandon me, ignore me, and act like nothing is happening to me. They've been brought to be verbally abusive to me. They've been brought to participate in ruining my life. But they were brought, I don't know, like, I don't know when these people could have got to them, but it's just insane that they, my brother got into this accident. My sister was poisoned to become schizophrenic, and then now y'all want to be talking about y'all taking my family from me. Like, it's crazy. So I'm just tired of this whole thing. They've had people make up aliases to use, and like, social media and the media, like, you don't know who's who these days, because all of these people are going by fake names. My name really is Corey Jasmine Terry. I was born Corey Jasmine Terry, and the same way that they have had this Nicki Minaj pose as my mom for her career, they thought that they could have Lori, Harvey, Kylie, and other people. Like, honestly, it's just like, right now I created a banking technology, and now Kanye West is talking about he has a debit card coming out, or whatever he's doing in finance. Besides that, like, when I did I had a jewelry line, fashion jewelry brand, and I remember Lori Harvey, which is supposed to be Steve Harvey's stepdaughter, she said she was starting a jewelry line. Like, so, like, everything I do, like, he did vouchers, but that is actually he copied a brand idea that I had in my digital notes that I wanted to do with my brother. Before his accident, I wanted to start a brand with my brother, and it was called Gloria Capella, and it had like a bird, like an eagle, and it had like stars and an eagle. And then I wanted my sister to do a lingerie brand in 2016, and she didn't do it, but Rihanna did Savage X Fenty. And then I wanted my brother, after his accident, since he said he wasn't sure if he was going to be doing music anymore, like, I told him, like, well, you could see if you want to do it, and in the meantime, he could start like a YouTube and have like a underground rap battle, like freestyling, because he really like freestyling, and I love freestyle. So, not for me to freestyle, but I love hearing people freestyle. So I knew it was something I could help him with. And he never did it, but they did it on TV, like a rap battle, and I remember Cardi B was on it. And then they had Cardi B, which she's currently in court, I believe, for this same issue. And she got into a fight with two bartenders who are sisters. And I learned that they have tried to paint the picture of my sister getting into this fight with my coworker, the Mexican girl, as her being jumped because she lost the fight. Like, no one jumped this girl. It was a one-on-one fight. She fought my sister and she just lost. and my sister was drunk too. Like, it's her 21st birthday, you know, but not like drunk, but you know, they were both drinking, but my sister was already drinking before I got off work, probably, like, so, and she was drinking before we met up with them. Like, I left work, went home, helped my sister prepare for her outfit, and then we drove downtown and met up with everyone to get on the boat. So, you know, it's just so crazy that they do all these things. They have Cardi B in court for getting into a fight with these two sisters, and they're trying to paint a picture that this Mexican girl was jumped by me and my sister is not true. I didn't fight anybody that day. Like, and she had her friend with her, which was my other coworker, Dahlia. She was there with her. No one fought her. It was just Crystal and Gigi that fought. If she wanted to help Crystal, then she would have been fighting, because no one was going to jump my sister. Like, also, our two friends that were there with us, Maria and Jasmine, they're also helping Kanye West and Nicki Minaj and Drake target my family. So that's how I know they made this girl act out this way, because she was never disrespectful to me. Like, they honestly seemed like they were happy to have a friend who is black and who, you know, I was younger than them, these coworkers. I was younger than them. I was, you know, pretty. We were all into our body figure and beauty. They weren't really that much into makeup like I was, but like, they wanted to. Like, I could tell that they were just like getting used to like experiencing the city and these, like, you know, regular normal things. I was like, that's why, like, when they did want to show me like where they live, I was like, I will go see, because I'm like, they just kind of act like they're not used to anything, and like everything that I show them, they're not used to it. So when they had like an event and me and my boyfriend went, because our coworkers the office is really small, so it's supposed to be like a family company, and that's kind of like the thing. Not that you have to like act like these people are your family, but it is a very tight-knit office, and it's really small. So I did go to Little Village, to her house, and to another coworker's house too, because they honestly, they just act so I'm just like, I have to see what's up. Like, you know, they just act like they're not used to anything. And I didn't grow up with Mexicans. Like, I didn't grow up with Mexicans, but I also didn't grow up thinking that they were like any superior over me or anything. I knew that they were like foreigners, and that they're like sometimes experiencing very indifferent poverty levels, and for them to be my coworkers, I saw how they were at work. But yeah, but it seems like Kanye West has wanted to use the energy of my mom. So he did a ton of things in his life so that he can relate to her, and to take her energy, he has had Nicki Minaj pose as her in music, and clearly they're close. They're probably fucking, you know. Then he has now he has been trying to use the energy of Mexican drug lords, and because he's trying to use this case that my grandpa solved to have Mexicans side with him, instead of like, no prisoner will be able to find the family of, you know, a detective. Like, that's just so stupid. You clearly found my grandpa in his case. Like, then at that, like, when this case happened, my grandpa told me about this case when I was little. I didn't even, like, not during the time when the thing was happening, but he told me about this case, and, like, I know he had the evidence before. Like, he has saved the evidence from the crime scene. That's how he was able to find prove the person was guilty. So it's like, you have kind of like stalked my family. Like, he could have been using like a listening device, or like he went through our like careers and our educations. I'm really upset because they have really preyed on me, and they're still doing the same things today. Now I'm a mom and I have a baby to take care of, and I'm just so tired. I want justice, and I want Kanye West in jail. I want Drake and Nicki Minaj deported to their countries. They do not need to be in this country trying to take up my identity for themselves, and they're trying to make it like it's about other things. They're trying to have girls, which they're so freaking weak. They're not even strong enough to try to make it about them, but they want to try to make it about them. But it's not about them. It's really about Kanye West thinking that he can find people to leech on my family history and try to take our inheritance. Like my great-grandma's house on 95th and Wallace, something has happened to it where it has become not in our family anymore. And I know that they probably have something to do with that. So that's what I want everybody to know. Kanye West is leeching onto my family and trying to. It's so disgusting. Like, have you seen his ex-girlfriends? They all kind of resemble me. Like, how did he know what I'm going to look like when I get older? Like, that's kind of crazy. And I really think that he's probably, like, African. He has done really terrible things to me. Like, I lived in the financial district in 2021. I lived on Financial Place, and I worked in finance. I moved my apartment because people were harassing me, and I was made to feel like unsafe. And I'm like literally, I moved from Hyde Park, and I love my Hyde Park apartment so much. But I moved from Hyde Park because I just was like, I could level up on my security a little bit. And it was no reason, but it was just like, honestly, like my brother, he popped up at my house a lot, and at my old building, there was no security desk. So like if he came and I wasn't like on my phone or something, I couldn't like let him in. So I consider my brother when I got my new apartment, because I was like, if I am never available, they can contact me, and at least he can come inside. Like, he'll have somewhere to come inside too. And then another thing was like it was just different. Like a woman in the city, like they actually sent negativity on my street actually too, but it wasn't a huge thing. But I was like, I could live up on my security. And when I saw that there was a apartment on Financial Place, I was like, yeah, I'll try living there. And I did, and it was just better for me. And it was one of my goals to live in a new high-rise. So it was one of my goals. And they had sent people to harass me at my apartment. So I moved. My apartment was called Alta Roosevelt. And when I moved, it was sold to a company called Waterton, which they're talking about my vagina. And they renamed the building L, which is the nickname of the ex-boyfriend that I was with, at that time. And they've brought him to, target me. And it's like, I hardly got to know this guy. Like, we didn't even date a full year, because after only a few months of dating him, this stalking began. And I was trying to figure out, like, what's happening in my life. And I started making other plans. Like, I literally was like, I'm just going to buy a house. Like, and I was like, I'm getting a new job. Like, I'm about to, move up in my career. Like, it was time for all of these things. And they invaded my life with this technology they have. And I worked in finance, like I said. They clearly found that beneficial, and they stole money from the treasury through my employer. Just like when I worked at the Safe Speed, like one of our clients was the police in Richmond Park and Madison, which is where people from my high school lived. And I guess they took offense to the fact that I was reviewing red light cameras, working for the police, and that they would get a ticket if they were caught running a red light. So that is another means that he used. But also, those people grew up stalking me before I got into my professional career. They were already stalking me. I've never been very, very close to them. Like, I really didn't want to go to school in the south suburbs. Like, I really just was close to my family growing up. Like, I was always upset that my brother was in jail. Like, I never was, like, into doing anything bad because I learned from my sibling mistakes. I didn't want to be in trouble like my brother. Like, you know, so I kind of stuck to my family. I had a boyfriend. Always had a boyfriend in long-term relationships. And, you know, it's just crazy that they would do all of these things. Like, the same way Kanye West has leached on my mom's energy, they've had other people leech on my mom's energy, like Jasmine Clark, for example. She is going by Jasmine, which is my middle name. This was supposed to be my best friend growing up. I met her in 7th grade at Southwood Middle School. So her first name is Jasmine, which is my middle name. They have these people going by these aliases. Her last name is Clark, which is my street name from a street when I was growing up, Clark Street in Dalton, or Riverdale, Illinois. Dawson, Illinois. My street name was Clark. So she's going by my street name, just like, which is like a means to help Kanye West. She's claiming her birthday is the same birthday as the prisoner that they have used as a means to gain Mexicans. So she used my energy to date people. So that's why if she have any issue with me being with Future, I don't care, because this girl has literally preyed on my life. She has wanted me to lose my life. She helped these people do this to me. Like, I don't have my job. She literally spiked my drink to compromise my perception. Meanwhile, everyone knows that my entire career is about confidentiality. So she has really ruined my life. And while I know I'm going to be restored and the battle is the Lord's, God is always fighting for me. I still know that this person is my enemy. They were never my friend, you know. The truth is the truth. So I do not care what this person thinks about me or, you know, me being with Future. We're definitely going to get married and I'm spending the rest of my life with him. But, like, you know, they've done all these things. Like, my boyfriend name was Kyle, and then he has Kylie. My brother's friend who was in a car accident with him, his name is Kendall, driving his Maserati, and this Kylie's sister name is Kendall. Like, all of these things they've been doing is not okay. I have just really wanted this all to end, and I know it is going to end. I'm going to keep on praying about it, and I'm going to keep on fighting powerfully, spiritually, continuing to be strong mentally and both physically too. But I'm a mom, and it's really important everybody know what is happening, because Kanye West is like so freaking dirty. Like, he's still stalking me today, and he thinks that he's going to have his kids do the same thing, and it's just not happening. This is going to end very soon, and he's going to be so salty. He's going to be sitting behind bars looking dumb because he committed all these crimes. He did all of this stuff to my family. Like my Uncle Leroy, rest in peace, Uncle Leroy. He died on my birthday when I was like 13. He died on my birthday, and it was like right after I had lost my grandma, my great grandma, whose house is on the 95th and Wallace. So they did all these things to my family. I know now. I just know that they did something that caused my brother accident, because they didn't hit another car. Like they said, they were driving down a residential street. It was raining, and they were driving fast, and they hit a tree, and, you know, it caused them to be discharged from the car. Like, I just don't believe it. I think that they got ideas from my work at Safe Speed, reviewing traffic violations. Even though, like, personally, I didn't see Wow. Yeah, it's crazy how mean people can be. Like, I didn't see the accidents on the traffic cameras myself, but now, right while I'm saying this, I remember. It's crazy, you won't believe it, but this manager at work, his name was Chris. He's actually white. His name was Chris, and I remember one day he was like, Corey, look at that video that I just sent you. Someone's car had got airborne off another vehicle, and that was in 2015, I think. So, you know, it's just like, every time I talk about this, I realize more and more they have been very active in my life through communicating with other people, not me. Like, this is all out of surprise to me. I can see that they have intended to take my life, but God has kept my life for a reason, and he is showing it right before our eyes. Everything is unfolding, and I just want people to know this, because I am personally so ready for them to just be over and done with. No one is going to ever stand, you know, no one is ever going to do this to me again. No one's ever going to do this to America again. What they have tried to do with connecting with Mexicans is all out of order. Those people are so jealous and hateful that they literally, you know, they're literally trying to, like, think they could take over America. They're trying to, like, latch on to me as a means to gain some Americanism, and it's just not okay. I am calling for justice, and they are not taking my inheritance. I want Kanye West in jail.